Welcome to Yoga Stretch. My name is Katy. Today we're going to talk about body intelligence. Have you ever wondered why people in your classes tend to get better results than you do, even though you do the same class? Well, that's all about body intelligence. Body intelligence is about being aware of your body, knowing what to do it, and putting those things into action. So there are three parts to body intelligence. The first one is awareness. Awareness of your body as you do your yoga today, making sure you get into the right postures to work your muscles well. The other is being aware of what to eat, and also being aware of the things that you do during the day and how they affect your body. The next part is knowledge. Of course, reading about your body, getting familiar with it and how it works and what you need to eat for best results. And the third thing is enhancement. So actually applying the knowledge and applying the awareness and changing the things you do to enhance your body, to make it perform better. So you don't want to be over-exercising and you don't want to be over-dieting. So you want to find that moderate balance that works for your body. All right, let's get started then, shall we? Let's take a seat. Just a nice, comfortable seated position. Now, I want you to be mindful of your body and how it's positioned. So if this is not comfortable, sitting in a cross-legged position, just place your legs in a more comfortable position. It's okay to sit on a brick or a rolled up mat to lift your hips up. Just notice how your hips settle and lift your rib cage up, the whole of the rib cage, lift it up. Draw the waist in, just a firm waist, holding it in 10%, and that will help keep your spine lifted and build up the strength around your mid-back. Okay, so we're going to just relax our arms to the sides, and I want you to breathe into 3 counts. So eyes open or closed. Let's breathe in, 2 and 3. Reaching up if you can. Lift your chin if you can. Feel the stretch in the sides of the body, and breathe out. 2 and 3. Let's do that again. Breathe in, 2 and 3. Reaching up and breathe out. 2, 3. Let's do that 3 more times and just count quietly in your mind. And let's do one more. Bring your hands down to your knees and let's do a seated cat-cow pose. So this time I want you to lift up the front of your rib cage. Let the shoulders drop down, lift the chin. So you really feel your shoulders drawing down, the waist drawing in. Breathe in and draw the navel in. Breathe out. Round the back out for cat arch, chin to chest. Breathe in, lift that rib cage up. Drop shoulders down and breathe out. Draw the waist in, chin to chest. Now let's do that one more time. Open up the chest and breathe out. Stretch into the back. And let's lift up nice and tall. Change the cross of your legs and let's draw circles. So we're going to breathe in and breathe out. Drawing the circles with your torso. Now there's one breath per circle. So we breathe in for half the circle and breathe out for the other half of the circle. Now let's go back the other direction. Breathing in and out. Breathing in and out. Last time. Okay, bring your legs out to the sides. Let's come into a cat position. So wrists are under shoulders, knees under hips, and we have cat-cow pose in a kneeling position. So let's breathe in, cat arch, draw the navel to spine, stretch the shoulder blades apart, chin to chest. Now extend your arms so you can get a bigger stretch between the shoulder blades. Breathe out, cow pose, tuck toes under, slide shoulders to hips and feel a squeeze in your mid-back muscles. We're going to stretch those ones out now. Breathe in, cat arch, big stretch around the back. Now this time press the tops of the feet in the floor, extend your arms a little more, squeeze your buttocks together. Breathe in, cow pose, or breathe out, cow pose, and let's try that one more time. Breathe in, cat arch, big breath in, tops of feet to floor, squeeze buttocks together, tighten the tummy, draw it up, nice long arms, and breathe out, cow pose. Beautiful work. Now let's flatten the tops of the feet and stretch the shoulders. So let's breathe in, lift the right hand up, reach it up to the ceiling and breathe out. Thread it underneath the left arm. And take your arm behind your back, hold the thigh. Now you can rotate. You can leave your hand on the floor for level 1. This is level 2, and level 3 is opening the chest up, gazing at the ceiling, quite strong on the neck. If that's uncomfortable, bring your temple down to the floor again. Always picking those positions that are supportive of your neck and keeping it comfortable. Now let's bring the hand to the floor, lift it up, and take the other hand out to the side. Breathe in, lift up, breathe out. Thread the arm underneath, temple down. Hand can stay on the floor, level 1. Level 2, hand behind the back. Hold the thigh if you can reach. That will help you draw your shoulders down away from your ears. If you can, rotate, gazing up at the ceiling. Just open the chest right up and bring your temple to the floor if that's more comfortable. Take 3 breaths here. Now bring your hand down to the floor and we're lifting up. All right, from here we're going to do alternate arm leg raises. So this is a beautiful back strengthener. And I want you to try and reach your arm and leg forward and backward as far as you can. So let's breathe in and reach. Pause, holding that position, tightening the tummy. Breathe out, hand and knee to floor. Do not rush. Breathe in, reach, and breathe out, hand and knee to floor. Let's try that again. Breathe in, big reach, breathe out, change sides. Let's try again. One more time each side. Now we're going to do a cat pointer, which means we're going to extend right arm, left leg and go diagonal. So let's breathe in, right arm, left leg reaches forward and back, tight tummy, shoulders head towards hips, and breathe out, leg and arm diagonal. Breathe in, arm and leg forward and back. Now I want you to bend the left knee, take the right hand, hold the top of the foot, lengthen through the arm that's on the floor, the hand that's on the floor, and then turn and gaze at your toes. Now, the knee probably has dropped down towards the floor, so I want you to lift it up in line with your hips and squeeze your buttocks. Draw your shoulder towards your hips. Switch on the shoulder blade, the muscles around the shoulder blade, the buttocks, and stretch your thigh. Breathe into your belly. And then release. Now I want you to extend that leg now, lower the foot down or keep the leg lifted. Level 1 is foot on floor, level 2 foot lifted. And if you're wobbly, level 3, rotate the bottom foot, the one that's on the floor, the lower leg on a diagonal. Otherwise, challenge your balance by pointing your toe towards the room behind you in line with your leg that's lifted. Okay, so it's a little bit wobblier like this. This is good because it challenges your balance. Remember to open the chest. Reach up to the ceiling and stretch those fingers out. The hands need a stretch. 3 big breaths. Place the hand down and place the knee down. We're going to do that to the other side. All right, now extend your right arm, or left arm, right leg. Beautiful. Breathe it out. Diagonal. Breathe in, arm and leg forward and back. And then bend the knee and take that left hand, hold the top of the foot. Press the foot in the hand, lift the knee a bit higher so it's in line with the hip. Look around towards your toes. All right, release your foot, extend the leg. And now we're going to place the hand on the floor. Remember, you can put your foot down, rotate the hip, lift the hand up, and again, we're challenging our balance. Take 3 breaths here, feel the hip working. Be aware of the muscles that are working. And then lower your hand down and lower your knee down. We're going into plank, so come into plank, bring the toes back, shoulders head towards hips, squeeze your buttocks together, tighten your tummy. For those people who are very flexible in elbows, I want you to bend your elbows a little bit and just hold them straight but not locked. Now we're going to hold this for 3 breaths. You can bring your knees to the floor if you need to. Let's breathe. Now breathe in, breathe out, knees and chest to floors. Slide your elbows forward so they're in line with your shoulders. So this is a gentle back bend. So I want you to stretch your fingers out, palms down. Now press your pubic bone in the floor and squeeze your buttocks together. That widens your hips. Lengthen the legs and just press the tops of the feet down, just not strongly, just a gentle press. Now lift the rib cage up. Widen the shoulders so the shoulder blades flatten on the back and the chest is open. We're going to draw the elbows back, but hold on with your fingers and bring your chest forward. It's a little move. Your arms will not move, but there will be tension between the front of the body and the arms. So lift the chin a little. If you can, stretch your neck. Otherwise, just drop your chin down to a more comfortable position for your neck. Lift your spine up a little higher, or your rib cage up a little higher. Let's take 3 breaths here. Now lower yourself down. We've got a praying mantis, so let's bring the hands to the sides, chin on the floor, shoulders down onto the floor. Now if you prefer to turn your head sideways, you can do that. Otherwise, I'm choosing the chin on the floor position. Now let's bend our right knee and flex the foot so the sole of the foot faces the ceiling. Now bring the knee into the center line of your body. Lift your left leg up. Now squeeze your buttocks. Your leg will not lift that high. But now let's use that hip to help us get the leg higher. Now you can place your foot. Now if you can't quite lift up, just stay at that other position. This is level 2, the heel below the knee. You can also go to a level 3 with the heel above the knee or your leg lifted above your foot. Quite a strong position. Take care of your lower back, make sure it's comfortable. Now from here we're going to lift our hands up. If you can, lift your shoulders off the floor and then your chin. So you're really going to have to concentrate on balancing. Take 3 breaths here. Focus on staying steady. Now lower the arms down, lower the legs down. Beautiful work. You can move your hips from side to side and loosen up. If you turned your head one way, make sure you turn it the other way. All right, let's try the other side. So bend your left knee, make sure it lines up with the center of your body. So move your knee inwards and then flex the foot. Let's squeeze the right buttocks, lift the leg up. So if that's high enough for you, stay here at level 1. Otherwise, level 2, leg rests on the foot, heel below the knee. Level 3, heel above the knee. Okay, so now our shoulders are on the floor, arms are on the floor. So let's lift the hands up, lift the shoulders up. Make sure you're steady, lift the chin up. Okay, draw the shoulders down, right away from the ears. Stretch the fingers out, Take 3 breaths. And then lower the hands down, lower the leg down, and then take the hands under chest. We've got a cobra. Breathe in, lifting up into child's pose, toes together, knees wide. And let's bring the hands down by the sides so we can really breathe into that back. So let the shoulders drop down towards the floor. Pull the tummy up just a little bit, just a tightening of the tummy. And that will help to lengthen out, stretch out your lower back. So let's take 3 breaths. First one is in the lower back. Feel that beautiful stretch. Second one is in the mid-back and the lower back. Now the third breath is lower back, mid-back and between shoulder blades. Stay for here for a few more breaths. Alright, let's extend our arms forward, lift up into a cat and then a child's pose. Sorry, a down dog. Okay, let's start that again, okay? Remember to cut this bit off. Now extend your arms forward. So to find a mid-length down dog, extend the arms forward, then lift up into cat, and your arms are going to be forward of your shoulders. Tuck the toes under, lift the hips up, and let's start to walk the heels up and down. Can we feel that the feet are at a nice comfortable distance from our hands? Keep pedaling the feet and feeling the stretch in the ankles and the calf. Now let's lower one heel down, lifting the other up, getting a very big stretch in the calf and the ankle. Let's change sides, press down firmly, lifting the other heel up. Beautiful. Now let's lower both heels down. So if you can't quite make it to the floor, don't move your feet. Just stay in this position so you're getting a lovely stretch still around the backs of those legs. Slide your shoulders to hips, pull the tummy up and bring the chest towards the thighs. Press the base of the thumb and index finger firmly down, lengthen through the inside of the arms and switch those upper arms on. So you should feel the back of those arms working quite strongly. So let's take 3 breaths here. Remember, head should be in line with arms. Now walk your feet towards your hands. Have your heels under hips. Let the upper body hang down, chin to chest. Weight evenly through your feet and hold your elbows. Let's just move the elbows from side to side and the torso. Looking for the stretches, the backs of legs, around the buttocks, lower back, either sides of the spine and back of neck. Hands down to shins, breathe in, breathe out, tighten the tummy, draw the navel up, squeeze the buttocks, point the tailbone to the floor and just stack those vertebrae up one at a time. Shoulders to ears, roll them back and draw them downwards. Alright, let's do a little bit of chair pose. And we've got a balance, which is a reverse half moon. Let's try that out. So bring the feet comfortably together. I think before we do that, we should be doing some sun salutes. So let's try that out. So lifting up the rib cage, front and back. Can we feel the spine lengthening? Now give your buttocks a little squeeze, tighten the tummy, tighten the thighs, try not to lock your knees. Shoulders to ears, roll them back and draw them downwards. Stretch your fingers apart and reach them to the floor. Looking forward, just move your head a little bit, make sure the back of the neck stays comfortable. Take 3 breaths into your rib cage. All right, let's take a deep breath in, sun salute. Reach up, gaze up if you can, breathe out, forward fold. Breathe in, flat back. Now hands can be on shins, just going halfway. Try to keep the knees soft so you're not getting this look where your hips are past your heels. So soften the knees so you can get the hips more in line with the heels. Hands can be on the floor also, just the ankles or the floor, whichever suits you. Now slide your shoulders towards your hips and tighten your tummy. Lift your navel up to your spine and breathe out, forward fold. Now step back your right foot into low lunge. So lower that back knee down. And now we want to make sure that the knee and the heel are a hip width apart, so check. Then sweep your arms back, lift them up, roll shoulders back and draw them down, and just move your hips forward a little so knee is in line with the ankle. So we're looking for that body alignment. Breathe into the belly. Okay, beautiful. Breathe in and breathe out. Hands to floor, front foot back. So make sure you tuck the back toe under. Breathe in, breathe out. Knees, chin and chest to floor in an 8-limb pose. If you can't keep your hips lifted, just flatten your waist down with me. And we've got a cobra and then a down dog. Beautiful. And just adjust your feet a little bit. You might have to walk them forward a little bit. And then just move hips and shoulders from side to side. And now we're going to crouch, bend the knees, look between the thumbs. Now if you need to walk your feet forward, feel free to do that. Otherwise just bounce a little bit, get the hips wound up and step your right foot forward, left foot forward, flat back. Big breath in, breathe out, forward fold, and a deep breath in, sun salute. Reaching up and breathe out, hands down to sides. Let's do that one more time. Breathe in, sun salute. Breathe out, forward fold. Breathe in, flat back. And breathe out, forward fold. And let's step the left foot back, knee down. Flatten the top of the foot. Make sure the knee and the hip are hip width apart. And then sweep the arms back. Lift them up, roll shoulders back. Draw them downwards. Stretch your fingers out. Now you can bring your arms back if your shoulders will allow. Otherwise, just pick the position that best works for you. So this is again awareness of what your body requires in stretches. Breathing into the belly. So remember, this is our body IQ at work. Focusing on the body, taking note of how it feels and adjusting accordingly. Breathe in, breathe out. Hands to floor, tuck the back toe under, front foot back to plank. Let's breathe in, breathe out, 8-limb pose. Now bring the elbows inwards so they're next to the rib cage, knees down, chin and chest down. Flatten the hips down, breathe in, cobra. So keep the toes tucked under if you want to. Cobra, and then lift the hips up into down dog. Now if you find you can't do that in one move, bend your knees and lift your hips up, or just go into a cat position and lift up. So just make sure you're making modifications to suit you. Shoulders towards hip, tummy in, just towards the thighs. And let's crouch, bend the knees, look between those thumbs. You're going to walk or you're going to step your left foot forward, right foot forward, flat back. Breathe out, forward fold, and breathe in, sun salute, lift up. And breathe out, hands to sides. Now bring your hands to chest in prayer. And let's take a nice big breath here. And you can float your hands down, give yourselves a little shake. And let's do our chair pose. So have those feet together. Now make sure your feet are a little bit apart so your bones don't rub from the insides of your feet. Coming into mountain pose, so lift up nice and tall, buttocks a little bit squeezed, and that will help straighten your hips. Firm tummy, firm thighs, shoulders to ears, roll them back and down. And we're going to sweep those arms back and breathe in, lift up, breathe out, chair pose. Push the hips back, tummy draws in, and then bring hands to chest. Take that right elbow on the left knee. That's a nice comfortable position. Gaze at your knees. Make sure that your knees are on top of your ankles, and then rotate that rib cage. Beautiful. Let's take 3 breaths here. Now for those who want level 2, the elbow outside the knee, stronger rotation through that spine. Make sure that you still have even knees when you go into this position. Big breaths. Now one hand to floor, one hand to ceiling. Open up the twist. From here, we're going to take the bottom hand, place it next to the same foot. So right hand next to right foot. Step the right foot back. Now we're in a high lunge. You can put the knee down, or you can keep it lifted. Now take the hand and open the chest right out. Gaze up at the ceiling, then reach your fingers to the ceiling. Pick the head position you prefer. You can look at your thumb up to ceiling. Look sideways. Look down to the floor. Know your body and pick the right position. From here, we're going to do a reverse half moon. So our leg is quite a long way back, so you might want to jump it a bit closer. Move your right hand forward and lift the back leg up. So you can come onto knuckles or fingers. Hand can be on the hip. You can gaze down at the floor. Lift your leg up to hip height. So if you can, you're going to rotate the chest, look sideways. So that's our complete reverse half moon. Now let's bring that back foot next to the front foot. Come back to prayer twist. Take 3 breaths. Forward fold. Take your fingers under your toes. Pull the tummy up, lift the hips a bit higher and bring your chin to your chest. So your knees can be bent. It's okay to rest your chest on your thighs if you're very tight on the back of the legs. Otherwise, just start to extend those legs up. Lift the rib cage up a bit higher towards the ceiling. Tighten the tummy, lift it up. Feel the stretch in the backs of legs as well as around the back and the arms. 3 big breaths. Now bend your knees, take your fingers from under your toes, sweep the arms back, lift them up, chair pose, wide prayer, and breathe out, hands to chest. We're going to do that on the other side. So left elbow on right knee, level 1. Check the knees are pressed together and even. Do not let one knee go in front of the other. That means your hips are twisted. Level 2, elbow outside the knee. And let's take 3 breaths in this position. Now open the arms up, one hand to floor, one hand to ceiling. Take the bottom hand, left hand, place it next to your left foot, step your left foot back. We're in a lunge twist. Open your chest by reaching the arm back, gaze at the ceiling, then reach the fingers to the ceiling. This helps to remind us to stretch our chest, open the chest up. A lot of our activities during the day cause us to roll the shoulders forward and tighten our chest. So we need to stretch it out. All right, reverse half moon. You can step your back foot a bit closer. Walk your hand forward, one footprint, lift the back foot up. Now again, you can put the top hand on the floor. So just finding that position that works best for you. You can even look down at the floor. Then put your foot down next to the other and come into prayer twist. Take 3 breaths here. Now forward fold. Take your fingers under your heels now. Cup your hands over your heels. Chest to thighs. Now chin to chest, lift the hips up slowly, lift the rib cage up as well. Can we press our heels on the fingers to get our blood circulation down to the fingers? Breathe into your back and into the backs of the legs. Now take the fingers from underneath the heels. And let's sweep those arms back. Breathe in, lift the arms up. And breathe out, hands to chest. Deep breath in and out. And lower your hands down. Let's give the arms and the legs a nice shake. All right, so we're going to do some standing strength. So keep your hands on your hips. We're going to bend the knees, tighten the tummy, and now lift up, straighten the standing leg and lift your right foot up. So your knee's lifted, and then extend that leg back. So you're bending that left knee again, stepping back. We've got a warrior two. So lower that foot down, lift your arms up and over. So warrior two, just adjust your feet, heels lined up or heel lined up with middle of foot. Now I want you to switch on your buttocks. I want you to squeeze your buttocks together, which opens your hips at the front, and your inner thighs will start to work. So once you're really strong around your hips, this is a warrior position. Shoulders down. Check the hand behind you on the side where your head is not turned, so you make sure it's actually at shoulder height. Then look over your front middle finger. Your front knee's in line with your ankle. Can you feel your buttocks squeezing still? Take 3 breaths. And let's breathe in, reach forward. Breathe out, elbow to knee, palm up, close it into a fist. Lift the back hand up to the ceiling. Now I'd like you to keep your hand reaching up to the ceiling so we can keep the shoulder right away from the ear. Now I want you to squeeze your buttocks together, tighten your tummy, and push the knee sideways so you're working your inner thigh. And if you switch all those muscles on nice and firm around the waist, you won't need to rest your elbow on your knee. Your shoulder should be right away from your ear as well. Take 3 breaths. Now reach the hand up, place it behind the back, hold the thigh. Shoulders draw downwards, really get that back to work. When the shoulders are up at the ears, the neck is working and it's quite uncomfortable. Stay here in a half bind or join me in full bind, linking fingers and placing them over the buttocks. Now you might have your chest rotated to the floor. I want you to try and open the chest so you're looking sideways and the shoulder is pointing up to the ceiling or close to that. Let's take 3 breaths. Release the hands, come into proud warrior. Line your arm up with your nose so you can keep your shoulders down and your head lined up with your spine. Lift your elbow a little if you like and gaze at your palm or just look forward. Being very mindful of your neck. Now, have we got our buttocks switched on? Tummy firm, inner thigh working. You need to keep the hips and legs working. It's still a warrior position. 3 breaths into the belly. Now bring your arms to a T position, straighten the front leg. It's a wide-legged triangle, so just keep your legs in this position if you can. If they feel too wide, bring them closer together. Let's breathe in, reach forward. Now I want you to make sure you're squeezing your buttocks. Then as you push your hips to the back of the room, the inner thigh of your front leg will stretch. It's exactly what you want. Windmill your arms into position, so the arm just behind the knee, or just in front of the knee. Now, reach the other hand to ceiling. Now, I'm more interested in you squeezing your buttocks together, pushing hips forward, than reaching the floor. Reaching the floor isn't terribly important. It's a bonus. If you can reach the floor comfortably, you might like to try placing your hand outside your leg. A little bit more challenging and opens the chest a little more. You do need to keep your buttocks quite firm for that move. All right, now we're going to lift up and place the hands on hips. Heel toe your back foot a little closer, rotate hips forward and step forward. Lovely, back to start position. Okay, let's bend those knees. And this time straightening the right leg, lift the left foot up. And then step it back. Lower the heel down, lift the arms up and over, back to warrior two. Remember, squeeze your buttocks together, open your hips, widen your hips, inner thigh works. Toes point forward. Shoulders are down. Now back toes should either point forward to forwards where my chest is, or pointing diagonally up to my front foot. Okay, just look over your front middle finger. Just check that your knee and ankle are lined up. Arms are shoulder height. 3 breaths to the belly. Now let's reach forward and take the elbow on the knee, palm up, close it into a fist, backhand reaches to ceiling. Shoulders head towards hips, tighten your tummy, squeeze your buttocks, work your inner thigh, rest your elbow lightly on your knee, shoulders right away from the ears. So that means you're lifting your rib cage upwards. 3 breaths. Now your top arm, let's bring it behind the back for half bind. Hold your thigh if you can reach. So you open your chest and draw the shoulder down. You can also join me in level 2 full bind, linking fingers over hips, press your shoulder into your knee. Top shoulder should be pointing at the ceiling. Take 3 breaths here. Lift up into Proud Warrior. Breathing into the belly. Then bring your arms to a T position, straightening the front leg. Okay, breathe in, reach forward and triangle down. Squeeze your buttocks, draw your shoulders towards hips. Take 3 big breaths, and again, making sure your buttocks is squeezed, inner thigh working, rotating outwards, and if you can, hand on the other side of your leg. So this means if you're wobbly, you probably haven't tucked your tail under enough, because it should be really not much difference with the hand on one side to the other. And let's lift ourselves back up again. This time we're pivoting our feet to face forward. So feet are parallel. Rotate the palms forward. Now lift up the front of the rib cage, lift the chin up. So if we squeeze our buttocks, we can feel our chest really open, shoulder blades drop down. Breathe in and breathe out. Come to a flat back position. Now I want you to bend your knees a little bit so your hips don't push backwards and you sit in with the weight in the heels. I want you to bend your knees a little bit, bring the body weight forward. You'll not fall over. Just tighten your tummy, draw your shoulders down towards your hips, lift your arms a little higher so your mid-back is working very strongly and your shoulder blades are working. Bring your hands down under your chest. Make sure the weight is even through your hands and feet. Too many people have too much weight in their hips and very little weight in the hands. So let's make that nice and even. So you need to pull your tummy up, shoulders towards hips and lengthen through the spine. Try to straighten your legs a little bit if you can. You should be able to do that when your spine is lengthened. Take your left hand under your chest, lift your right hand up. Pull the tummy in. Just rotate, looking sideways or gaze at your thumb at the ceiling or down to the floor. Remember to keep your chest open. Take 3 breaths here. Okay, bring your hand down to the floor, under your chest, lift the other hand up. Now just check that the weight is evenly through your hand and your feet. Chin slightly tucked in, lengthen through the back of the neck and try and lengthen through your spine. Slide shoulders towards hips, tighten the tummy and you'll feel your spine lengthen. Now let's bring that hand down and I want you to bring one knee down and then the other. Now I want your knees wider than your hips. And then bring your feet wider. So your feet need to be wider than your knees wider than your hips. Come down to your elbows. Slide shoulders towards hips, pull your tummy up. Keep your back very flat and move your elbows and hips back. You don't have to move back very far for the inner thigh to start working. This is a hip stretch, an inner thigh groin stretch you're going to feel a very strong stretch. It's quite different feeling to our other stretches. Let's take a few breaths into our belly here. Now let's move the body forward, bring the toes together, knees stay wide. This is a modified frog. The previous was a frog. So let's extend the arms forward, forehead on the floor. Keep the spine long, the tummy lifted. You can have your elbows on the floor if it's more comfortable. So breathing into the back and into the belly. Now walk your hands back to your hips, bring your knees together, tuck your toes under, walk your hands to your feet. Lift the hips up and walk your hands up your legs. Okay, we're going to do a half moon balance. We did the reverse half moon last time, and we're going to do the full half moon this time. So let's step the foot to the side and rotate the foot outwards. So we're going to do a nice gentle version. Bend the knee, place your hand on your hip and take the hand to the floor. Now lift your leg up. Start to lift it up slowly to the height you can manage. If you can lift it hip height, do. Squeeze your buttocks firmly and lift your hand up. Turn your gaze sideways. Alright, now we're going to come up a little bit quicker than we came down. So let's bend the knee, place the foot on the floor and lift up. Lower the arms down. Rotate the feet towards the other direction. So foot diagonal. Bend your front knee, hand on the hip. Place the hand down a good footprint in front of your toes. Lift the back foot up, just lifting it up to the height you can manage, ideally hip height. Lift the hand up to ceiling and turn your gaze sideways if you can. Take 3 breaths here. Now let's lower the foot down, bring ourselves back to standing. Lower the hands down and toe heel your feet in just a little bit more, one heel toe, so the legs are nice and wide for a squat. Take a deep breath in, reaching up, breathe out, hands to chest, and bring yourself down into a squat. If this is not comfortable, come into butterfly pose. So bring the elbow inside the knee, push those knees apart and bring your wrists in line with your elbows. Draw the shoulders down and the spine up. Draw the navel in so the waist is firm and just let the bottom of the hips come forward slightly. Take 3 deep breaths. Okay, let's place the hands down, take a seat. If you're in butterfly pose, bring the knees together. Let's go sideways. Bring the hands behind the knees, breathing in, lift the rib cage, breathe out. Walk the hands down the backs of the legs, tightening that tummy, chin to chest. And let's take a lie down. Now have those feet a hip width apart and the arms just by the sides. We're going to have a wrap. So remember, heels under knees. Now breathe into the belly, breathe out, navel to spine, press the lower back to the floor. And breathe out, peel the vertebrae off the floor. Just lift your head up and down, make sure the neck is comfortable, and just lifting the knees in line, or the hips in line with the knees and the shoulders. Chin is tucked to chest,
Now we're going to breathe in, bring the arms over the head and breathe out, bring them back down to sides, don't let those hips drop. Breathe in, arms overhead and breathe out, hands down to sides. Let's try that one more time. Breathe in, arms overhead and breathe out, arms to sides, and roll your spine down one vertebrae at a time. Tighten the tummy, round the lower back out, bring the knees to chest, and let's finish with a happy baby pose. So feet up to ceiling, hands behind knees. Bring the knees wider than hips for level 1. Level 2, slide your hands up to your ankles, tighten the tummy, draw it down. And level 3, hold the feet in steps or outer edge of the feet. Give the shoulders a little shake so you're not tightening them. Lengthen through the back of the neck and flatten the lower back to the floor. Let's rock from side to side, and as you rock, you can rock as vigorously or as slowly as you like. Use your shoulder blades to help you stay on your back, because otherwise you might roll over to your side. So you want to stop that happening, so use your back muscles. Okay, lovely. Let's do that a few more times. Okay, let's bring our feet down to the floor now. They can be as wide as the mat, knees dropped in, or you can have the soles of your feet together, knees dropped out in a butterfly pose. Now let's press the elbows down, lift the shoulder blades, hug them together, flatten the back down and make sure the chest is wide open. And let's lift the head up, tuck the chin in, lengthen through the back of the neck so the spine is long. Left hand on heart center, right hand on belly. Let's breathe into the belly and notice the rise and fall of our hand with our breath in and out. Now when you're ready, extend your legs, just have them a hip width apart. And bring your arms out to your sides, palms up are probably best so we can keep those shoulder blades nice and flat. Let the hands and fingers curl. Make sure the back of the neck is lengthened. And then rock your legs from side to side, move your feet like windscreen wipers, and then flop the legs outwards so the inner thighs are nice and relaxed. And so the hips will relax also. Breathe into your belly, and as you breathe out, let your breath go like a sigh. Big breath in and breathe out. Let's try that one more time. Lovely. And let's just let the body relax. Softening around the jaw, teeth a little apart. Soften around the cheeks and the brow. Around necks and shoulders and arms. Right down to the rib cage, lovely and soft. Relax legs, feet and toes. Now either turn the video off and stay here for 10 or 20 minutes. Otherwise, join me to finish. Let's move our fingers and toes and bring the breath down to the belly. Walk your feet to the end position and roll to your side. Rest your head on your arm. yourself up to a seated position.
Rest hands on knees or in the lap. Gently lift your spine up and tighten your waist. Relax your shoulders down. Drop your chin to chest and move your head just gently side to side. Release any tension out of the neck if you've been holding it there. Then lower your hands to floor. Breathe in, reach up to the ceiling. And breathe out, bring the hands to chest, thumbs to heart center. Let's take 3 breaths, right down to the belly, into the rib cage, up into shoulders and back, and breathe out. Again, breathe into the belly, rib cage, shoulders, and back, and breathe out. Take one more deep breath in, and breathe out. Have a peaceful heart and a peaceful mind and a wonderful day. Namaste. Thank you for joining me for yoga today. If you enjoyed the video, press like and subscribe to my channel so you can get regular updates. Join me again.